So I'm super excited to show you a new tool for comparing paths between groups, or for comparing paths in general, but it's fairly useful for a multi-group comparison scenario. So we have this model from the 2016 SEM series, and we have estimates for females and estimates for males, and we want to know if these estimates are different. Let's say we theorize that the path from usefulness to information acquisition was going to be stronger for males than for females. Well, we can see that the path estimate is 0.54, and for female is 0.31. But is that significantly different? Now, the way we would test this previously is through a chi-square difference test, where you constrain the path and then do a chi-square difference test to see if that chi-square test is significant. It's kind of an indirect approach toward identifying path differences because it's going through model fit. What I'm going to do is just take the difference in the paths and generate standard errors and confidence intervals for that difference to determine if at the 95% confidence level it is significant. So let's do that. The way you'll need to do this is first to go to the StatWiki and go down to the resources area, and I have a new Estimand right here, Amos Groups Estimand. Right click it, make sure you save it as something. Save it as the name that's already in there, the default name. So it's called mygroupdifferences.amosestimandvb. Save it to a relevant location. I already have this saved in my Amos 23 folder, so I'm not going to resave it. But also make sure you unblock it, like I've shown you with the other Estimand and with the plugins. Make sure you go to right-click it, Properties, Unblock, and then hit OK. Then you can start using it. When you have it in the desired location, you can then go here to the bottom where it says Not Estimating Any User-Defined Estimand. Click there, select Estimand, go find that Estimand. For me, it's in IBM SPSS Amos 23, and it's My Group Differences Estimand. Hit Open. Now what this is going to do is very similar to the mediation one, except it's going to be between groups. What we'll do is I'm going to name in the female group, I'm going to name this regression weight capital A. And now I also have to make sure this all groups is not checked. If this is checked and I type capital A, what happens is it types it for both groups. You can see male or female, it's called capital A. Let me uncheck this. Now it's let's change the male group to B. And since this is unchecked, you'll notice female is still A, male is B. Okay, make sure that is a capital letter because that's how my code reads it. And make sure you're doing a bootstrap. So go to the bootstrap, perform the bootstrap. I'm going to do 2000, bias corrected, 90%. And that will do. Run it. And go to your output. Go to Estimates, Scalars, User-Defined Estimands, and you'll see it has calculated the difference. And if you go down here to the Bootstrap Confidence, it'll show you that estimate, its lower and upper bound on the 90% confidence intervals, and then a p-value for whether it was significantly different. And the answer is no, it is not significantly different from 0, that difference. So we have an exact p-value for the difference between those two groups for that path, which is slightly more direct, I would say, than the indirect method of using a chi-square difference test. I hope that's helpful.